we're in Gromont, North Yorkshire Moors. And look who's with us. The legend.
The one and only.
The one and only. What have you got to say about today?
I think we should get to the pub as soon as possible.
It's 9:10.
Well, it's going to take us a couple of hours to get there.
Nah.
And it might rain.
Nah. Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's get to the pub. Here we are in the deepest, darkest North Yorkshire Moors, and here we have the nomadic caveman with his overnight shelter.
This is one I built earlier.
You brought it with you, didn't you, in your backpack?
Was that?
You brought it with you in
Absolutely.
your backpack.
I did notice though that the runoff from the hill will leak.
Built it when we was having the hot summer.
So that was a waste of time.
It's got a little fire, look.
Yeah, it didn't build the
Bit
fire.
of kindling.
They got it ready to go, but maybe they're coming back today.
Is that where you're sleeping tonight then?
Absolutely not.
In here is 24-year-old oak matured Highland Park whiskey, and here we have a primitive whiskey drinker.
As long as it gets you pissed.
You dare spit it out.
That's actually quite nice. Very smooth, isn't it? Yeah, I like that.
That is good. That is good.
It is.
And what time is it?
5 to 10
PM.
AM.
It's very late at the moment.
Yeah, and actually, we've just been to church.
We have.
We went to a church.
Yeah. Scoping out our wild campsite. The only problem we'll probably have, as Steph's just mentioned, is what do we do after a few beers? Can we find this place again? But there again, after a few beers, we'll probably just sleep outside the pub.
Probably.
Here we go, just approaching the best pub in the world. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
That's a good start.
Yeah. Nothing makes me laugh more.
We've had a lot of them.
We have. Nothing makes me laugh more than a badge worn by a border guard. Hang on a minute. I completely forgot these. These you can't see one. You can't see where my eyes are. I can read these with these on, and you can't see where my eyes are. This is the secret behind sunglasses, right? Nothing makes me laugh more than a badge worn by a border guard. You're wearing a badge. What's next? A balloon and a crash helmet. What I don't get is the ridiculous of bought. See, I'm pissed. I completely missaid the word ridiculousness.
What's that? Ridiculousness?
What I don't get is the ridiculousness of borders. Lines drawn on maps by politicians. policed by these little people wearing badges. This idea that authority is somehow invested in a hunk of painted plastic, that's actually pretty funny. Gold or silver, you'll notice, to indicate wealth and therefore power. There's your post-Paleolithic narrative right there. But it's paint on plastic. Do I need to say anything else? There you go, dude. There's your fucking intro.
In the best pub in the world. We've been in the Betchin, which is actually the best pub in the world, without doubt. And we've drank their own specified liquor, which is called Beckwater. We've had a few, haven't we?
Dave is.
He's had a sponge as well.
He dropped a pint.
I actually dropped a pint of beer and I had to clear
in the pub.
and I had to clear it up. But I put some beeps in.
Yep.
So, due to my relationship with Neil and Glynis, the landlord,
Which is the best relationship in the world.
which has been matured over a number of years, I said, Neil, where would be a good place to wild camp? And he says, for you, Dave, you can camp on my land. So he's allowed us to camp, which is probably about 50 yards from the pub.
Ish. Yeah.
We've got about £27 left, which we may well spend in the pub after we've had the siesta. And this is our camp for tonight. So I think we're going to set up camp now. You've got a bivvy
Finally.
and a hammock.
I've got a hammock. Yeah.
And I'm going to put a one-man tent up, I think. Have a bit of a siesta, clear our heads. Then we'll go back to the Betchin.
I'm actually fine. That's the problem.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounded hollow, didn't it? It's not full of beer enough yet.
And then we're going to go back
Proper
to the pub.
Yorkshireman, Humberside fella. That's right.
We're going to go back to the pub, spend the rest of our money, have some more beer, and then come back, sleep it all off, and then plan our route to see if we can find the Range Rover that I packed somewhere yesterday near Gromont. Is it Gromont?
Yes, I believe so.
My one-man Mountain Hardware tent set up. Stefan's gone sort of capitalist, multi-build.
I'm comfortable with
We all are. Didn't you scoop it away?
particularly thick over here.
Oh, we got here. We've got a 4x4 tarp and we've got a hammock. And Steph's gone camo.
Gotta be safe when you wild camping. That's what it wants to be. You gotta be safe.
Safe from what?
Intruders.
Who's going to intrude you? The sheep?
Yes. Fucking bad.
Here's my little one-man tent. My tent's actually got a sunroof. Look. Siesta? Couple of hours sleep. Right, after about 4 hours sleep, we're awake again. Excellent spot to camp in the landlord's field. You can't beat that, can you? Look at that beautiful tree there as well. 2 visits to the pub, a good walk yesterday, and a really good night's sleep. We're just packing up camp now. Everything's packed away. I've got everything in my rucksack. Steph's just packing away his tarp and his hammock, and we're just going to head down to the river where we walked past yesterday, and have a little fire, cook some breakfast, and then wander back over the top and go and see if the car's still there. And of course, when we get back to the car, we might just have to visit the pub local to there just to make sure everything's okay in the industry, in the pub industry. Maybe a spot on lunch even. And of course, we haven't left any mess or anything, no trace of where we've been. We've just moved some of the sheep droppings around. I think it is officially the sheep toilet. We spent the night
in the toilet.
Well, I'm going to call this sheep toilet campsite.
So there we are, leaving no trace.
Slight dry area where my tent's been, under that lovely tree.
So that's us packed up. You can see we've left no trace. In fact, we've probably taken out considerably more shit than we brought in on the bottoms of our shoes.
With your squash bread.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lovely day.
Isn't it? Not a cloud in the sky. We've got a lot of rain overnight though.
Yeah, because you've got short legs, we'll remove a plank for you.
It's kind of early wise.
Lovely little setup, isn't it?
There you see. The proliferation of food if you're a hunter-gatherer.
So, we've picked you up in Scarborough, come across to Gromont, abandoned the car somewhere outside somebody's house,
Yeah.
had a wander round, and then round again because it was too early for the pub. Went in the pub.
What a great distraction you can have in this area of the country where the pub doesn't open early enough. You could just go and look at some amazing scenery.
Had a few drinks. I dropped a pint of beer,
Pint.
which is very embarrassing.
Party foul.
Then we managed to find our campsite. Neil was very kind, the landlord of the pub let us camp on his land. We had a siesta for about 3 hours and then went back to the pub again just to double check the beer to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
Then
We'll give it our full stamp of approval.
Exactly. Then wandered back to the camp, had a good night's sleep. He does snore though, he does snore.
This one can talk.
And then up early this morning, and we're just wandering off now down to the riverside where we saw a temporary shelter and somebody had made a fire pit. And Steph's gonna cook his bacon on an open fire.
Yes.
And I have a rash pack with me, but it's a bit of a mystery because I haven't checked what it is. So it might be something like a curry or something like that. But I have also got some porridge with me. Can't go wrong with porridge.
Well, you're welcome to some of my squash bread, if need must.
Oh yeah, he did sleep on his bread as well. Which is not as bad as dropping a pint of beer.
It's not.
But we've been looking with the weather. We was originally planning to go kayaking. I was going to launch the kayaks from Runswick Bay and then paddle up to Stades, check the pub out, paddle back to Port Mulgrove and then camp there. But the weather forecast said there was a low pressure coming in, so it'd be too rough. Although we've had a little bit of rain, it can't be windy really, has it?
A little bit, wouldn't it? But we were in a sheltered spot, so.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to plan that again for another day.
And where are we going today?
Today we're going to Egton Bridge.
Yeah.
And then back to back to Gromont, get the car, get you to Scarborough.
I think there's a Roman road on the way.
Oh yes, we can have a look at the Roman road.
I have to make sure we don't miss this turning for the path though, because it is to the left here somewhere. And it's a proper path, so I don't think we've missed it yet, have we?
No. Haven't passed anything yet, have we?
No, I don't think so.
What a lovely spot to have breakfast. Sticky toffee pudding for breakfast. You see this other can that I have?
Yeah.
You put your rash pack in that so you don't burn your hands when you heat it, when you're eating it.
All right, smart. Never thought that.
And you're drinking the other one.
Yeah.
As a happy camper.
Finally. Now then, make my spit. I actually usually carry like this all-purpose soap that you can use for everything. It's quite expensive. It's like £4 for a little bottle. But you can use it for your clothes, use it for your pots and pans, and use it to wash yourself as well. And it's biodegradable. I didn't bring it today because it's only 24 hours. I'm sure you can handle the stink of a 24-hour Steph.
Well, now you mention it.
Thick cut, smoked back bacon. That's what I'm talking about.
You began a little leather pouch to put your fire steel in.
Absolutely.
And a little leather purse to put your
And your
kindling in.
Yeah. No, you see some of these bushcraft channels, these guys, and they make their own clothes and shit, and I think that's taking it too far. You know what I mean? They're walking around in buckskin overalls, like Davy Crockett, and they live in Worcestershire. It's like, come on, dude.
Has it lived up to expectations?
Yes, it's absolutely brilliant. You can't beat a bacon sandwich.
So, 6 hours later, the bacon's cooked.
Half the bacon's cooked. Otherwise we'll be in some tea time.
The fire's out. We put water on it and we've covered it in sand. The shelter was already there, that's nothing to do with us. We've actually had a clear around as well. This is full of bloody sweet wrappers and cardboard and God knows what else what people have left. So we've managed to burn most of that and get rid of that. Yeah. We're off to Egton Bridge.
Yeah, but we're going to go like a big roundabout route.
Yeah.
Up to see the Roman road up there.
Uh-huh.
And then so there's paths down to the river, and then we'll follow the river down to Egton Bridge. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
It's like it's brand new. It's a 5.11 Rush 72.
That's obviously military, is it?
Yeah, but they're see, when I was deciding what kind of equipment to buy, I started buying the cheap stuff, and that only lasted for like one trip.
Uh-huh.
So then I started buying, and I thought about buying like North Face stuff and stuff like that, and then I saw the prices and went, bollocks. And then I thought, well, just buy the good military gear, and that'll be indestructible, right? So this is about 150 quid backpack, indestructible.
And how long you had it now?
3 years.
That's done well, and it's certainly done some miles, hasn't it?
Oh, aye. I mean, like when I'm fetching, like you saw on my beach video, I fetched rocks from the beach in it. There must have been 80 kilos in that thing, you know?
think you should get a camper van.
If I got a camper van, I'd be as fat as a house.
You can still take your bike and go places.
You don't know me, mate. You'd never get ridden.
Pub car park to pub car park.
And there's also there's the petrol insurance, tax.
Isn't that cheaper than living in a house though?
It probably isn't actually, because if you're living on campsites, it's just paying.
While camping in your van.
Yeah, but then you got to charge your batteries up, don't you?
Solar panels.
So, well, I've got all that stuff already on my bike. I'm already set up.
So you don't want to buy.
Oh wow.
There's a leather couch in there. Is that the Big Brother house? Lovely little cottage up there. The sack I've got is quite old.
What is that? A low
Alpine crossbow. So it has a fiberglass pole at the bottom to spread the weight, and it's not the lightest of rucksacks, but it's very comfortable. And it's one of those things that I've had it for that long. I've done that many trips with it. It stood up to all the hammer. It does a good job. This is like the walk of many bridges.
I've never been this way before, ever. Do you think I've walked past it? How many times?
You wouldn't be taking your bike and trailer down here though, would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that. No, I'd do it on the, just with panniers.
Yeah?
Actually, I would, by this point I'd be swearing.
You what? Nah, don't think so, are they? Maybe. Good! 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 Go on. Good. 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 Hit. You can come now.
You don't have to be faster than them both, just a bit faster than you mate.
Short education video of how to cross a field with cows and bulls. Another Yorkshire life education video from one man and his whippet. The key is to show that you're in control. Don't let them scare you, and make sure you've got somebody with you that can't run as fast as you.
And I was much further back than Dave, you'll notice. Yeah, go see him off, Dave. Make sure that works first.
I don't know if you picked it up on the soundtrack, but there was a little, hey, there's a cow, there's a bull in that field, dude.
Well, I'm not too familiar with how to treat cattle.
Just eat them. We're on top of the moor now. Beautiful view. Lovely sunny day. You can buy a day ticket to fly fish here. It's about 50 quid, man.
How much?
50 quid.
Oh, screw that.
we've just been into Egton, and due to us being here early, none of the pubs are open. So it's a case of up the hill to the Wheatsheaf, Egton, which is next village along. Well, here we are at the Wheatsheaf in Egton.
Job done.
A nice, cool, refreshing lager after walking up that very steep hill. Good walk that, don't it?
I figured out why it is you're beating me.
Why's that?
Because my lungs are 70% of normal capacity. I only found out a couple of years ago. I think it's because I worked in the gypsum so much, I developed asthma,
Yeah.
and that damaged my lungs to the point that it's one of the reasons I stopped building. But I had a medical a couple of years ago, and they did one of those, is it spirometers they call it?
Yeah.
And I'm
blew
about
into
70% of what I'm supposed to be, to my age. So there.
So I just think you're lazy and fat and little.
It's not being meeting lazy, fat and little. I'm actually massive for start off, right? And it's because
This is
my
a
lungs-
fish. This is a fisheye lens. He's actually 3 foot 2 inches tall.
And so my lungs are at insufficient capacity. It's not me.
I think your lungs are right for your size. Well, you've only been 3 foot. Three,
Come on.
3 foot 3 inches taller.
You're only a couple of inches taller
I
than me.
think because you're 3 foot 2 inches, I think your lungs are
No, I'm
proper size
Gandalf
for
the
you.
Wizard, not Gimli the Dwarf. Alright? Get it right, dude.
His poor little legs have
I'm a
been off
wizard.
like 10 to the dozen
My
behind
staff
me.
has a...
It's like one of those Carry On Benny Hill movies. Seen him behind with them little legs off like hell.
Unbelievable.
So you've had all this time to come up with an excuse, and that's the best you can come up
No,
with.
that's what I remembered. I think I don't usually have anyone to compare myself to. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm always by myself.
Everybody complains how fast they walk.
Well, maybe
Everybody.
so.
And everybody complains how fast they ride a push bike as well.
Yeah, but even so, you shouldn't be able to outdistance me like that. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, what the fuck? I said, oh, it's my bloody lungs.
And little legs. And you're only 3 foot tall.
Short but very powerful.
So here we are at the what is it? Wheatsheaf pub in Egton, and we're doing the chip test. Now because Joe and Louie's not with us, we have this stand-in. Steph's going to test the chips.
Peaceful.
So I'm going to have a go first. I'd say they're probably an 8.
What is that? Sauce?
That's tartar sauce.
I don't know that. Right, I've got a well cooked one here.
Right.
7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Give it
We're
a
going
nine.
for 8.
Yeah.
8.
Mind you, I haven't got any ketchup yet. So,
And-
7.5.
And you're not quite Louis.
Not Louis. Thanks, Rob. Good.
So the cat score for these
Let me try with ketchup.
is 8, I think. But Louis, if you're going to be the stand-in for Louis, you can't have ketchup on.
What?
And you're nowhere near as nice as he is. What do you reckon? Are they an 8?
They're an 8.
Okay.
8.
So the cat score is officially 8.
Little missy.
It's like a full-size horse to you, this, isn't it?
Says the galloping Galapagos over there. Oh, the car's there.